Hey, welcome back to the channel. Well, today we're going to do a mountain scene, and I got it kind of sketched out right here, but we don't have to follow what we have here. We can do our own. I try to do one about every 3 or 4 paintings. I'll do a mountain scene. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos. Enjoy. All right, let's get started. I have these marks up here, man, because I tell you what, I just got done with the painting. I don't know if I'm going to use this or not, and I thought, well, that's a nice color, but I don't know what I had on this brush. I know there was some red. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's start with some phthalo blue. I want to lighten it up quite a bit right here. This may be too dark still. It really is, but I'll just tell you what, let's switch brushes real quick. I don't think, I'm going to have big tree here, so I'm not even sure this is going to show on this side, but just in case, let's go ahead and put some in there. Just sure enough, if I don't do it, I wished I had of. That's how it works sometimes, isn't it? I'm just going to streak it up a little bit. I'd really like to have a light up in here, but I'm not sure if I can. All my brushes are just filthy. I don't see one good clean brush, so I'm gonna have to we're just gonna have to take what we get today, and hopefully it works out well. That's the plan. We like things to work out well. I don't have any liquid white on these mountains. Sometimes I do, but most of the time I don't. And so I do have it here in the sky, and I got a strip across the base of these mountains because it helps blend out. Once you come down here and you're off the mountains, you can blend the bottom out pretty well. And that's why I got liquid white across the bottom. But I don't like to use it in the mountains too much, and I say this on every video. It helps your paint break if you don't have the liquid white on the mountains. You don't have to use it. There's no rule that says you have to use it. I like liquid white and liquid clear, but sometimes it can be a problem. It gets it too wet is really the problem for some things that I do. Let me just run it right down through here, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be covered, and I'm pretty sure most of this will. Soften that there just a touch, and I think that's probably pretty good. Let me wipe this off. Soften it just a little right here. Okay, good enough. Quit fooling around with that. I got 2 different mountain colors here. I got a mountain here. This is actually just one mountain. Got some lighter mountain color, the darker one for the front one. And I believe what I want to do is start with the back one. And we're going to start right here. We're going to come down and bring it over. Remember, I don't have liquid white on this, so I gotta kind of push this into the canvas, so to speak, pretty hard. And that's okay. If it'll make my paint break easier by not using liquid white, I'm just not going to use it. Because it's not that big a deal to me. I paint on dry canvases all the time anyway. If I have to scrub the paint in a little harder, no big deal. that's probably pretty good for that one. Now we're going to get into our real dark color. This is real dark right here. We're going to work it on up. Yeah, a lot of people really like mountain. I mean, I do too. I gotta be honest with you. I like to watch people paint them. I like to paint them. They're fun. Once you learn to get your paint to break right, they're fun. Until you learn that, it can be a real pain. It aggravated me for a long time. I kept trying to do it like everybody else does on TV, Bob Ross and all them boys. And sometimes you just got to find your own way. And I just was experimenting around one day. Didn't use the liquid white. Started using more of a jabbing motion instead of, doing that number like they do on TV. And man, it made a world of difference. And that's why I always say the same thing on these mountain videos, because I want people to learn how to do it. It's certainly not impossible by no means. If one person can do it, the next one can do it. You just got to figure out how to do it that suits you. One shoe might fit one person, but it don't fit the next. So you just got to figure out what works for you. Got to put a little more paint in here. Before I do that, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and pull this side right here out. I got me a brush right here. Set my palette down. Get my paper towels. I should have pulled this out before I put that in. Make it a little easier on me. Can't think of everything though, can you? All right. Now, where were we? Okay, I believe I was putting this back on here. I got to get a little bit more down through here, because this is dry. It takes a little bit more paint, sometimes a lot more. It might be about enough. Let's see what that does. Get our brush, wipe our knife off. Paper towels in hand. Wipe it off. Trying to get rid of the excess paint that's on here. Probably I'll have to bring this on over a little further this direction. Like so. I made a mountain the other day. I called it Indian Yellow Mountain because that was my primary color that I used. I like making mountains different colors. I thought about doing this one that way today, and I thought, nah, maybe next one. Maybe the next one I'll do that with, make it a different type of collar. Maybe burnt sienna or something. But you got to keep your brush nice and clean, by the way. That's why I'm wiping it off as I go. All right. Let me take another. Let me see if I can soften the bottom of these a little bit. I'm going to take a touch of white. This is, I got liquid white down here. I just want to soften it a little bit because actually I'm going to have some things down in here. Wipe it off as I'm going along. I don't have enough room for everything, guys. I'm sorry I got to keep turning it around, but it's how it goes sometimes. I don't know how far to, and what I wind up doing is after I put my stuff on, I'll soften it again. I just want to go ahead and get some of this going here. I know everybody does it after they put it on, but I want to see how, since I got that strip of liquid white down here, I want to see how good it's going to work and about how far I need to come down. So let's get ready for some highlights. Almost, excuse me, starting this back one here. I'm going to put a pile of white right here. I'm going to put a touch of brown in it. I like using brown in my white sometimes, especially if a mountain is further away, because you're dulling down the paint. You know, if something's further away, you don't want a real crisp color on it. And we're going to start right here. And work our way down. Just working our way down here. I'm going to put some right here too. I believe it needs it right there. Pull this painting out just a little bit. Get to it better. I think I'm just going to, today I'm just going to kind of roll it toward that mountain, and maybe that can be all dark right there. You know, you just kind of figure these things out as you go along. There's not a plan really when it comes to putting this on, other than the highlight side gets the brighter color. Yeah, I might make that all dark right there. So that might be good for now. If I see something I need to change, we'll go back and change it. Now let me get me another pile of white. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use the same brown right here I got on this one, and then I'll put some white across it if I need to. Like they say, barely touch it. They literally mean barely touch it, because that's what you got to do. Barely touch it. Literally. That is not an exaggeration. That is a fact. Literally barely touch it. And I'm wiping my knife off as I'm going along, because you can pick up blue, and you don't want that. I want to make me some more of this brown. Just here in a second. Probably right now. Take a little brown, put it back in there, get me some white again. I probably don't need as much as I had before, probably more than that though. See, it's just barely brown. It's a dirty white. Dirty white. Let's see, let's bring this on down here. think it probably needs to come over this way a little bit. Take a look. Maybe even a little more. Because this is quite a bit of darkness on this side. I don't know if I want quite that much or not. Okay, it don't look too bad there. Let me find me some pure white that hasn't been contaminated yet. And I'm going to run. Your white gets contaminated real easy with other colors. I mean, it just don't take nothing. I'm going to pull this out. And I'm just going to graze. This is the front. I'm not going to do the back one. I'm going to do this front. I'm just going to graze. Just graze with some white. Pure white. And like I said before, with the last one I did the same thing. You may not be able to see it at home. I hope you can. But this white does make a difference when you're looking at it up close. If you're doing your own at home, you can see it for sure. I watched the video of the one I did with this, and I could see it. So hopefully you can too. Just this little bit of white makes a pretty big difference sometimes. Because it's an added color. Colors are good. Multiple colors. Okay. Looks like we're about ready for some shade. For the back mountain, I'm going to take this same color that I had, and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit. Let's see what happens. You know, you just got to play around with it. We'll try it. If it ain't white enough or dark enough, we'll adjust. But I want you to be able to see it. Even more, let's try a little bit more white than that even. And let's see, let's just touch it somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, I think you can see that. I still think I could use a touch more white though. Let's try it again. Let me stand back and see how that looks. I'll put more white in it. I still think it needs more white. Let's try it. Okay, now that's looking a little better. It's looking a little bit better. You just have to adjust your colors to what suits you at the time. That's what we're doing with this. Wasn't light enough, you just make it a little lighter. I've got a smaller palette knife right here. I tried to put some stuff right here so I don't keep turning around so much. And I'm gonna use it for this area. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to take this dark color. Now what I'm probably going to do is just pull it down into this color I just made. Or grab this and put it up here, either one. Because I want you to be able to see it. And you have to lighten it up to see it good sometimes. Let's see what that looks like. That could be maybe even a little darker. It might be too light. Put a little black in it. Let's see what happens. If it's too dark, I'll put more white in it. As I said, you just got to adjust it, whatever. And see, this is a straight line, so we're going to break this up when we get down here. You don't want any straight lines. Do not want straight lines. Okay, I am looking here at this thing, and I'll tell you what, I don't like this area right here. So I'm going to do something here real quick. I know it's not too late yet. When the painting's finished and it's dry, it's too late. I think, and I'm going to put a peak right here. I know it takes some guts to stick a knife on your painting and do that. But I think it needs it. I mean, I really do. Let me get me a little more brown. I mean, this is the time to fix it. I don't like it. If you don't like it, do it. Fix it. Get me, paper towels are running low, I tell you. Let me put a little bit more right here. Okay, bring this, try to straighten this mountain up a little bit. It's looking a little crazy on me today. Well, that's different looking. That's not bad. It's not too bad. Let's see if I can do a little something right in here at this spot. Okay. Not bad. It's different looking, and that's okay. Let me get a paper towel here. Wipe my arm off. I got paint all over my arm. All right, now let's see if we can soften the bottom up a little bit. Let's get my painting back. I'm just getting me a little bit of white. And I am going to follow the grain, so to speak. Some of this is going to be covered here at the bottom. This on this side and this right there. All right, let's take a peek. All right, I think that looks okay. Well, I'll tell you what, I think I did miss a spot right here. I just now seen that, believe it or not. It's the dark side here. Make that a little, make this side here a little better. Okay, that's fine right there. My plan is to put a big tree here, and I had a brush. Let me find it. There it is. I'm going to take some black and green. I'm kind of going, my idea is to frame this with some pine trees. That's my idea. And this tree right here is a real big tree. I mean, it starts out big. This tree here is not playing around today. This is going to be a doozy. You know, it don't have to be real wide. I don't want it to take up too much of the mountain here. But it is a pretty good sized tree. I'm loading it black and green. And this tree I want it to be toward us quite a bit. So it's not gonna be real bright, I don't think. You know how it is, everything's subject to change as the painting progresses. Sometimes you got to change a little bit. And that's what we're going to do. We change as we go sometimes, because you have to. I mean, if that's what you got to do, it's what you got to do. You want your painting to look good. You got to change sometimes. Change a plan. All the way down. All the way to the bottom. Let me take a look at it here. Maybe it needs to be a little wider down into here. I don't want a fat tree. I want a kind of a skinnier tree. But at the same time, I don't want it to look silly. Okay, that might be okay. This one over here can be fatter. This is another big tree. Got two big trees. And this one is fatter. Let's put this one probably, just to give me a reference, an idea, probably right in here. I may have to put one right here to cover up that. See, I told you if I didn't bring it all the way over, didn't bring my sky all the way over, you'd see it. Sure enough. That's okay. We can fix it. This one also comes all the way down. It's framing in or painting. This is an actual picture. I mean, I'm really not making this up. The mountain I kind of made up part of it, but these trees are literally in a picture. This is a real picture that I'm getting this idea from today. I usually just wing it off the top of my head doing mountain paintings. And I seen this picture and I thought, well, that's a good idea. So we're trying it. We don't know how it's going to work out. Cross our fingers, hope for the best. But we're going to give it a try. This comes all the way down right here. Now let's go ahead and put us another tree right here. This is going to be behind this one. But I got to put one there to cover this white up that I didn't know have. My sky's missing right there. And that takes care of that. Now here, my plan is to take smaller trees and put them right here. And that requires me to get a different, smaller brush. All right, I got me 3 different size brushes here. See which one works the best. I'm gonna start with this one. I got me a little baby fan brush up here also. We're just gonna do the same thing with these trees, but they're gonna be a lot smaller. Hopefully it gives the illusion of possibly they're going downhill, or they're definitely in front of these for sure, at a minimum. And we're probably gonna need quite a few of them. Let's start right here. Probably going to need quite a few. Probably want them to make them different sizes, different heights, like they would be in nature. Because we're painting a picture of nature, we want it to represent, don't we? Let's bring it all the way down there. I'm gonna put some bright highlights on these because these are in front of these. And we're just going to keep going right here. This painting is definitely different. I've not done one quite like this here before, where I have pine trees in front of these trees. framing it in, so to speak. I've not done one like this. Usually I have water or something down here, but it's good to try different stuff. As I said before, that's how you learn. And if it don't work, you know not to do it again. So we learn by our mistakes, right? Make a mistake and hopefully we don't keep doing it, even though most of us do, including me. Sometimes you got to learn by your mistake multiple times. Unfortunately, that's just how we are, I think. Me too. We're all basically the same. Let's try one right here. I got to make sure I'm covering this up down through here. Yeah, I thought about darkening that out, putting some color down first, and maybe I should have. But we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's hurting anything with a little bit of light coming through there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and finish this out so I don't bore you to death, and then we'll come back and put some highlights on these. All right. What I did was, I'm trying to get my color right. I practice here, and I practice right here with some collars. And I put some blue shop towels on here to soak up some of the paint, and I took a break. I'm not gonna lie to you, I took a break. So let's see, actually, find me a good tree to start. Let me try it there. I'm just trying to brighten these up just a little bit, get some greenish collars. I'm gonna put some real good highlights on these trees down in here. Let's see. This one, I'm not sure I want it very highlighted. I'm not sure. As we know, everything is subject to change. I change my mind a lot, and you have to as you're going along in the picture. I'll say one thing and wind up doing something else because it looks better. I mean, you just have to adapt. Just because I say I'm going to do something one way don't mean it's going to stay that way. I may have to change it. But so far I like these pine trees, the way they're formed out here so far. And I'm just putting the green tint to them right now. I think I might leave it kind of dark here at the bottom. The more I'm looking at it, I think that might fit it pretty well. Mostly dark. Yeah, I started out with a lighter yellow like this, and I think it needs to be darker. A little darker than what I started out. Yeah, sometimes you gotta take a break, man. I had to take me a break. Take a sit down break. Pet my dog, sit down, drink me some water. It's my second painting of the day. I'll probably start on one more. You know, it's hard to keep up sometimes when you work full time. I work full time, and I enjoy doing this. So plus keeping up on everything else going on. But, you know, everybody's life is like that. Everybody's busy. But yeah, you got to take you a break sometimes. Well, I'm just going to keep doing this for a few minutes. And this tree is going to have more highlight than this tree. This one, even in the picture, this one is darker. Hit that spot right there a little bit. But I hope you're enjoying this painting today. I really appreciate you watching it. I really do. It's a privilege when someone watches you do something. It really is. And enjoys it. I like these mountain paintings. Like I said, I try to do one every fourth painting, because I can't do them all the time because not everybody wants to see them. So I try to throw different stuff in here and there, keep people's interest up. I mean, the stranger it is, the more I want to paint it sometimes. Just because it's different. Just because it's different, if nothing else. I'll put some of these on, stand back, take a look. I think that looks pretty good. Let me start on this tree up here on the right. I'll just tap some of this in. Like so. Come up here, hit some of this. I'm trying to hit the same dark areas that yeah, it's showing up. The same dark areas I've already hit. I don't want to make new marks on here, if you know what I mean. I'm just going to come down, probably just going to lighten it, get a little lighter as you come down. I want it kind of dark, get a little darker, is what I'm trying to say. I'll spit it out here in a minute. Get that around the bottom there. Okay, it don't look too bad. So far I'm liking it. So far I think it's okay. Now I'm going to get me this ain't a liner brush, but it's the next closest thing. It's a real small thin brush. And I'm going to take some pure yellow, and here comes some of my highlights. I'm going to do a few of these. I don't want you to have to watch the whole thing and probably fall asleep. But sun's coming down this way. I will start probably on this one. And I'm just going to touch on the right side of these trees. And I want to set my palette down, because I got to keep wiping this off. You got to have clean yellow. I'm hitting the outside and working my way inward, because, as you can imagine, this paint's really wet. And if I start in the middle or somewhere crazy like that, it's just going to smear. It's not going to do anything. This one has a little bit, not a whole lot probably. This one's got some for sure. I like doing highlights this way because I think it looks good. Some people probably don't, but I do. I'm one of them that thinks it looks good. Kind of makes your painting pop, I think. As I said, color's good, man. Use as many colors as you want on something. You can overdo stuff, of course, but you'd have to really try to overdo using too many colors. You'd have to be trying to do it probably. More colors the better is the way I see it. See, I had a real wet spot there. Got a pretty good roll of paint on here now. Be careful, don't want to put a big blob on here. Plus this helps define which tree is which tree is in front of the other tree. Yeah, I really like doing it this way. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing that. I won't bore you to death. All right, can you guess what I'm doing? I'm still doing the same thing I was doing when you left me a minute ago, except I was right in here. I went ahead and did it. I think I am gonna go ahead and put some highlights on this one, and this will probably be real close to being it. I'm just, touching it with this cad yellow light. I think it makes a world of difference. I really do. But everybody's different. Some people may not like it. But I think it makes a world of difference. And you paint things the way you want to paint them. That's the way you should do it. If you like it, it's good enough. Because that's all you can hope for, is to like your own painting, isn't it? If you like it, it's good enough. Unless you're selling them or something, of course. That's a little different. Or putting them on YouTube. You try to try to get them to be the best you can do. Not every painting is a winner, I can tell you that much. I've painted a lot of stinkers. That's what I call them, stinkers, when they don't turn out good. I've got a few laying here in this room actually that I didn't post because I didn't think they were worth posting. Put too many stinkers on there and you won't have anybody watch you. On YouTube, that is. But if you're just painting at home, man, just get it the way you like it and leave it. I mean, it's your painting. But this is what I'm doing. And that's how you do it. I'll finish up and be right back. Well, looks like we're finished. I really like it. I think it turned out pretty well. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe for more future videos, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for watching. I really do. Thanks again.